The first bell of the new semester echoed through Crestwood High like a warning siren, signaling chaos, laughter, and the start of another day filled with gossip and noise. Students poured into the hallways, shoving, teasing, and shouting greeting. Amid all that noise, one girl walked quietly, her eyes calm, her steps slow, her presence almost invisible. Her name was Lina Chen, 16, quiet, graceful, wearing simple jeans and a grey hoodie that seemed one size too big. Her black hair was tied neatly, her face calm yet unreadable. She had just transferred from a distant city after her father, a retired martial arts instructor, took a new job in town. No one knew her background. No one knew that behind those calm eyes lived a storm that could crush mountains. When Lina walked into her first class, whispers followed her. "Who's the new girl?" One boy muttered. "Looks like she never talks," said another. The group of popular kids, the so-called royalty of Crestwood High, smirked from the back row. Their leader, Brianna, a tall blonde girl with sharp eyes and a fake smile, watched Lina with the kind of curiosity that only spelled trouble. Brianna leaned toward her boyfriend, Tyler, a cocky football player with an arrogant grin, and whispered, "New target, huh?" Tyler chuckled, nodding. "Looks like she could use a proper welcome." The teacher entered, saving Lina from their immediate attention. But deep down, she already sensed the hostility. Years of training had sharpened her instincts beyond normal. She could read faces, tension, and intention as clearly as she could read a book. At lunch, Lina sat alone at a corner table, quietly eating rice and vegetables from her lunchbox. Around her, the cafeteria buzzed with laughter, gossip, and loud TikTok songs playing from phones. The bullies spotted her again. Brianna smirked, walking toward her table with her gang, Tyler, Chloe, Max, and Haley, all known for humiliating new students for fun. Brianna leaned down beside Lina. "Hey, new girl, what's that smell? You cooking dog food?" The whole table behind her burst into laughter. Lina didn't even look up. She just ate her food calmly. Her silence made them angrier. "I'm talking to you," Brianna snapped, slamming her hand on the table. Lina's chopsticks froze midair, but her eyes remained fixed on her lunch. The control in her movement was almost unnatural. "I'm not interested in talking," she said quietly. Her voice was calm, too calm. Tyler laughed. "Yo, she's got attitude." He leaned forward, picking up Lina's lunchbox and pretending to sniff it. "Smells nasty." Without flinching, Lina said, "Put it down." Her tone didn't rise, but something in her voice made Tyler pause for a split second. A warning that his instincts picked up too late. Brianna grabbed the lunchbox and dumped it into the trash can. "Oops," she said mockingly. The crowd laughed again. Lina took a deep breath, stood up slowly, her face emotionless. She didn't say a word. She picked up her bag and walked out. "Pathetic," Chloe whispered. "She's so boring." But as Lina walked away, Tyler noticed something strange. Her steps were perfectly balanced, silent and measured, like a predator that had learned to move without sound. That night, Lina sat in her small room, eyes closed, meditating on the wooden floor. The faint scent of sandalwood filled the air. On the wall, a framed photo of her father in his martial arts uniform hung beside. A quote in Mandarin: "The strong remain calm until action is needed." Her hands were scarred from years of training, her knuckles rough. She slowly raised her arms and began a series of fluid movements, a kung fu routine her father had taught her since she was 5. Each movement flowed like water, but carried the strength of steel. Her mind drifted back to her old school, the faces of those who had mocked her before realizing too late what she was capable of. She wasn't proud of hurting people, but sometimes silence wasn't enough. Sometimes lessons needed to be taught. The next day, things escalated. During gym class, the bullies cornered her in the locker room hallway. Brianna smirked as her friends circled around Lina. "You think you can just ignore us? You think you're better?" she hissed. Lina calmly set her bag down. "I don't think about you at all," she replied. That simple line made Brianna's face twist in anger. "You little." She shoved Lina's shoulder. Still, Lina didn't react. Tyler chuckled, pulling out his phone. "This is going to be funny," he said, preparing to record. Brianna moved closer. "Say sorry for yesterday," she demanded. Lina looked her straight in the eye. "For what? For talking back, freak?" Brianna snapped, then pushed her harder. The back of Lina's head brushed against the locker door. A sharp metallic sound echoed. Lina's eyes slowly opened, cold, emotionless, yet burning. Years of discipline tried to hold her temper back. Her father's voice echoed in her memory. Only fight when there is no other way. Brianna raised her hand to slap her, and that was the moment the switch flipped. In one blur of movement, Lina's hand shot up, catching Brianna's wrist mid-air. The sound of the catch echoed through the hallway. Everyone froze. "Let go," Brianna hissed, trying to yank her arm away, but she couldn't move. Lina's grip was like iron. Then, with a subtle twist of her wrist and a fluid turn of her body, she redirected Brianna's momentum, sending her spinning sideways into the locker with a loud clang. Tyler's phone almost slipped from his hand. "What the hell?" he gasped, stepping forward. But before he could reach her, Lina turned, her motion smooth, deadly, precise. Tyler threw a punch in panic. Lina ducked under it, pivoted on one foot, and delivered a sweeping kick that knocked his legs out from under him. He hit the ground with a thud, his phone flying across the floor. Chloe screamed. Max tried to grab Lina from behind, but she grabbed his arm, and flipped him over her shoulder in one lightning-fast motion. The impact echoed like thunder. The hallway was chaos. For the first time, Brianna looked terrified. Her perfect hair was messed up, her eyes wide in disbelief. Lina stepped closer, her breathing calm, eyes cold as ice. "You want to keep playing?" she asked quietly. Her voice was soft, almost whisper-like, but it carried more power than any shout. Brianna stumbled backward. You're crazy," she yelled. "Stay away from us." The bullies scrambled to their feet and ran. The hallway fell silent again. Lina exhaled slowly, picked up her bag, and walked away as if nothing happened. By afternoon, the whole school was buzzing with rumors. "She's like a ninja," one student said. "No, dude, I swear she flipped Tyler like in a movie," another claimed. Videos had spread across group chats within hours. Some showed blurry clips, but even those few seconds of her movement were enough to shock everyone. The quiet new girl had turned into a legend overnight. Teachers began asking questions. The principal called Lina into the office, but she only said they attacked first. "I defended myself." Her calm, composed tone left everyone speechless. That evening, Lina walked home under the fading sunset. Her phone buzzed with notifications she ignored. Behind her, she could hear faint whispers, students still talking about her, but she didn't care about attention. She only wanted peace. As she passed a park, her father waited by a bench, smiling softly. "Rough day?" he asked. She nodded slightly. "I tried to stay calm," he sighed. "I know, but some people only learn through consequences." She sat beside him. "I didn't want to hurt them." "You didn't," he said. "You showed restraint. You could have done worse." He looked at her knuckles, slightly red. "Still, remember, mastery isn't about destroying. It's about controlling what you can destroy." As night fell, Lina stood on her apartment balcony, gazing at the stars. Somewhere deep inside, she knew this was just the beginning. The bullies wouldn't stay quiet for long. They'd want revenge, but she was ready. Not to fight for ego, but to remind everyone that even the quietest person can be the most dangerous when pushed too far. Her story was far from over. The storm she had held back was about to be unleashed again.